Every morning you wake up with big dreams, but every night you go to bed with the same problems. Why? Because nobody told you the simple truth that successful people discovered long ago. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how just one single hour a day can change your life forever. Are you tired of feeling stuck? Every morning you wake up with big dreams, but every night you go to bed with the same problems. You tell yourself tomorrow will be different, but tomorrow looks exactly like today. You're not lazy, you're not broken. You're just missing one simple truth that successful people discovered long ago. Today, I'm going to share that secret with you. What if I told you that just 60 minutes a day could completely change your life? Not 5 hours, not 10 hours, just one single hour. Most people think change requires massive effort, perfect timing, or special talent. That's a lie. Real change starts with 1 hour of focused action every day. The problem isn't that you don't have enough time. The problem is that you don't know how to use the time you have. Welcome to Fluent English with Radio, where small changes create big results. Today you'll learn the exact system that turns average people into achievers, dreamers into doers, and wishers into winners. The power of 1 hour every day. Let me start with a hard truth. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they waste time. They spend hours scrolling through their phones, watching meaningless videos, and complaining about their problems. But they won't spend 1 hour working on their solutions. 1 hour equals 4% of your day. Just 4%. You probably spend more time than that waiting in traffic or standing in line. Yet this 1 hour, when used correctly, has more power than the other 23 hours combined. Here's why 1 hour matters so much. It's not about the time itself. It's about what that time represents. It represents your commitment to yourself. It represents your belief in your future. It represents your decision to stop being a victim of circumstances and start being the creator of your life. Think about successful people you admire. What do they all have in common? They understand that success is built 1 day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 decision at a time. They don't wait for big breaks or perfect conditions. They create progress through consistent daily action. John Miller reads for 5 to 6 hours every day. Mark Evans reads 50 books per year. Daniel Price meditates every morning. What do they know that you don't? They know that daily habits determine destiny. They know that small. Consistent actions compound into extraordinary results. But here's what they also know that most people miss. You don't need 5 hours like John Miller. You don't need to read 50 books like Mark Evans. You just need to commit. Commit to 1 focused hour of growth every single day. 1 hour of reading equals 365 hours per year. That's like attending college for 15 weeks straight, focused entirely on your goals. 1 hour of practicing a skill every day will make you better than 95% of people in that area. Within just 2 years, the math is simple, but the impact is life-changing. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day, and they underestimate what they can do in a year. 1 hour seems small, but it's actually massive when you multiply it by 365 days. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop waiting for miracles. Start with 1 hour. That's your foundation. That's your beginning. That's your path to the life you actually want. Take control of your first hour. Here's the most important decision you'll make today. What happens in your first hour after you wake up? Most people give this precious time away without even thinking about it. They grab their phone, check messages, scroll social media, and let other people's priorities become their first priority. Big mistake. Huge mistake. Life-changing mistake. How you start your day determines how you live your life. This isn't just motivation talk. This is brain science. Your mind is most clear, most focused, and most capable in the first hour. Your willpower is at its peak. Your ability to concentrate is at its strongest. And what do most people do with this golden hour? They waste it. Let me paint you a picture. You wake up and immediately reach for your phone. Within minutes. You're reading about problems you can't solve, drama you don't need, and other people's highlight reels that make you feel worse about your own life. Your brain, which was fresh and ready for growth, is now filled with noise, negativity, and distraction. By the time you're actually ready to start your day, your mental energy is already depleted. Your focus is scattered. Your mood is affected by things that have nothing to do with your goals or your life. You've handed control of your mind to algorithms, advertisers, and people who don't even know you exist. Here's what successful people do differently. They protect their first hour like it's made of gold because it is. They use this time to program their minds for success, instead of letting the world program them for mediocrity. Instead of checking what everyone else is doing, they check in with themselves. Instead of consuming other people's content, they create their own clarity. Instead of reacting to the world, they design their day. Your first hour should be sacred. No phone, no social media, no news, no distractions, just you, your goals, and your growth. Use this time to read something that expands your mind. Write down your priorities for the day. Visualize your success. Plan your actions. Move your body. Feed your soul. When you control your first hour, something powerful happens. You start your day as the director of your life, not just an actor in someone else's story. You become proactive instead of reactive. You set the tone instead of letting the world set it for you. I know what you're thinking. I'm not a morning person. Listen, success doesn't care about your preferences. Champions aren't born ready. They make themselves ready. They train their habits. They build their discipline. And so can you. Starting tomorrow, make a deal with yourself. Before you give your attention to the outside world, give it to your inner world. Before you check on everyone else's life, check on your own. Before you consume content, create progress. The first hour is when you're strongest mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Don't waste this gift on activities that drain you. Use it for activities that grow you. Because when you win the morning, you win the day. And when you win enough days, you win your life. Plan before you act. Most people fail because they confuse being busy with being productive. They work hard, but they don't work smart. They have energy, but they don't have direction. They take action, but they take the wrong action. Before you spend your precious hour doing anything, you need to answer one crucial question. Where are you going? If you don't know where you're headed, any road will take you there. And any road usually leads to nowhere important. Direction is everything. It's the difference between spinning your wheels and moving forward. It's the difference between feeling busy and feeling accomplished. It's the difference between working hard and getting results. Here's what most people do wrong. They jump into action without intention. They start doing things without deciding what needs to be done. They work without working toward anything specific. This is like trying to hit a target in the dark. You might get lucky, but you'll probably miss. Successful people do the opposite. They aim before they fire. They plan before they act. They get clear on their destination before they start their journey. Before your hour begins, take just 3 minutes to get crystal clear on your purpose. Ask yourself these questions. What specific skill am I building today? What exact problem am I solving? What measurable progress will I make? Why does this matter for my future? Write down your answers. Don't keep them in your head. Get them on paper. When you write something down, you make a contract with yourself. You transform a vague idea into a specific commitment. Let me tell you about the power of why. Your why is your fuel. When you know why you're doing something, how to do it becomes much clearer. When your why is strong enough, you'll find a way. When your why is weak, you'll find excuses. For example, don't just say I want to read more. That's too vague. Instead, say I'm reading 30 minutes every day to improve my communication skills, because better communication will help me advance in my career and build stronger relationships. Now you have direction. Now you have purpose. Now you have power. Your brain loves specific targets. Give it one. Instead of saying, I want to get better at writing, say, I'm writing 500 words every day to improve my storytelling ability. Because great storytellers influence people and change lives. Instead of saying, I want to learn about business, say, I'm studying marketing for 45 minutes daily because understanding marketing will help me grow my side business to $5,000 per month. See the difference? The first examples are wishes. The second examples are plans. Wishes hope for results. Plans create results. Here's another critical point. Focus on one thing at a time. Your brain can't excel when it's scattered across multiple priorities. Pick one main skill, one main area, one main goal for your daily hour. Master that before you move to something else. Remember, clarity on paper becomes focus in action. When you know exactly what you're working toward and why it matters, every minute of your hour becomes powerful. Every action becomes purposeful. Every effort moves you closer to success. Direction turns your hour from random activity into targeted progress. And targeted progress is what separates achievers from everyone else. Protect your hour like treasure. Now that you've claimed your hour and know how to use it, here comes the hardest part, protecting it. Because the world will try to steal it from you, not with force, but with 1,000 small distractions. Your phone will buzz. Someone will want just 5 minutes. An urgent email will arrive. A family member will need something. A friend will call with drama. And before you know it, your growth hour is gone, traded away for other people's priorities. You have to understand something fundamental. That hour is not free time. It's not flexible time. It's not time you can afford to lose. It's the most valuable hour of your day because it's the hour that builds your future. Think of it this way. If someone tried to steal $100 from you, would you let them? Of course not. Well, that hour is worth more than $100. It's worth your dreams, your goals, your potential, your future success. Don't let anyone steal it. Here's what you need to do. Set boundaries. Real boundaries. Not suggestions, not flexible guidelines. Hard boundaries that you enforce consistently. Tell your family from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I'm unavailable unless there's an emergency. This is my growth time. Tell your friends I don't take calls or texts during my morning hour. I'll get back to you after. Tell your coworkers I start checking emails at 8 a.m., not before. Some people won't like this. They'll call you selfish. They'll say you're being antisocial. They'll try to make you feel guilty. Don't fall for it. People who don't invest in themselves often resent those who do. That's their problem, not yours. Here's the truth. When you don't value your time, nobody else will either. When you don't protect your priorities, other people will fill your schedule with their priorities. Successful people are masters at saying no. They say no to good opportunities so they can say yes to great ones. They say no to urgent but unimportant tasks so they can say yes to important but not urgent activities. Your growth hour is like a garden. If you don't build a fence around it, weeds will grow. Those weeds are distractions, interruptions, and other people's agendas. Build the fence, guard the garden, protect what's precious. Create a physical barrier. Close your door. Turn off your phone. Use airplane mode. Go to a quiet room. Some people even leave their house to protect their hour. Do whatever it takes to create a distraction-free environment. Remember, this isn't about being rude or antisocial. It's about being serious. Serious about your future. Serious about your goals. Serious about becoming the person you want to be. The people who matter will understand. The people who don't understand don't matter. Your future self will thank you for protecting this time. Your current self will feel proud for having the discipline to guard what's important. Every time you successfully protect your hour, you build self-respect. Every time you give it away, you lose a little confidence in yourself. Choose self-respect. Choose discipline. Choose your future over their interruptions. Learn during your hour. Knowledge is power, but only when it's applied. Most people treat learning like entertainment. They consume information casually, without purpose, without a plan, that's not learning. That's just passing time. Real learning is intentional. It's focused. It's designed to solve specific problems and achieve specific goals. When you approach learning this way, everything changes. During your daily hour, dedicate at least 30 minutes, learning something that directly relates to your goals, not random information, not interesting but useless facts. Targeted knowledge that moves you forward. If you want to start a business, study successful entrepreneurs, read their books, listen to their interviews, learn their strategies. If you want to improve your health, study nutrition and exercise science. If you want better relationships, study communication and psychology. If you want financial freedom, study money management and investing. Choose your learning materials carefully. Not all information is created equal. Some books, courses, and content will transform your life. Others will waste your time. Focus on content created by people who have achieved what you want to achieve. Read biographies of successful people in your field. Study case studies of companies that built what you want to build. Learn from mentors who've walked the path you want to walk. This isn't just information gathering. This is blueprint acquisition. Here's a powerful technique: active learning. Don't just read or listen passively. Take notes, ask questions, connect new ideas to things you already know. Summarize what you learn in your own words. This transforms information into understanding. Another key principle: quality over quantity. It's better to deeply understand one powerful concept than to skim through 10 surface-level ideas. Read fewer books, but read them completely. Take fewer courses, but complete them fully. Create a learning system. Keep a notebook dedicated to your growth hour. Write down key insights, important quotes, and actionable ideas. Review your notes regularly. This helps transfer information from short-term memory to long-term memory. Don't just learn new things. Learn better ways to do things you already do. If you're already good at something, get great at it. If you're great at something, become world-class. Continuous improvement in your existing skills often pays higher dividends than learning completely new skills. Stay current in your field. Industries change fast. What worked 5 years ago might not work today. Subscribe to industry publications. Follow thought leaders. Attend virtual conferences. Keep your knowledge fresh and relevant. But here's the most important point: learn with intention to apply. Every piece of information you consume should connect to an action you can take. If you can't apply it, don't spend time learning it. Your goal isn't to become a trivia expert. It's to become more effective. The most successful people are lifelong learners. They never stop growing their knowledge. They understand that in a rapidly changing world, the only way to stay relevant is to keep learning. Make learning a daily habit, and you'll make success a lifestyle. Practice during your hour. Here's where most people fail. They learn, but they don't practice. They study, but they don't apply. They know, but they don't do. And knowing without doing is useless. 1 hour of practice beats 10 hours of theory. Why? Because practice is where knowledge becomes skill. Practice is where understanding becomes ability. Practice is where potential becomes performance. You don't become a great speaker by reading about speaking. You become great by speaking. You don't master writing by studying grammar. You master it by writing. You don't build business skills by watching videos about business. You build them by doing business activities. Dedicate at least 30 minutes of your daily hour to hands-on practice. If you're learning to code, write code. If you're studying sales, practice your pitch. If you're learning a language, have conversations. If you're building a business, work on your business plan. Practice doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. Every time you practice, you get a little better. Every time you apply what you've learned, you build confidence. Every time you do something, instead of just thinking about it, you move closer to mastery. Here's what practice gives you that studying alone cannot. Feedback. When you practice, you immediately see what works and what doesn't. You discover your strengths and weaknesses. You identify areas that need improvement. This feedback loop accelerates your learning. Make your practice specific and measurable. Use the 80-20 principle in your practice. Focus 80% of your practice time on the 20% of skills that will give you the most results. If you're learning sales, spend more time practicing closing techniques than memorizing product features. If you're learning marketing, focus more on creating compelling offers than learning every marketing theory. Practice deliberately. Don't just go through the motions. Push yourself slightly beyond your comfort zone. If something is easy, you're not growing. Seek challenges that stretch your abilities. Track your practice. Keep a log of what you practiced, for how long, and what you learned. This helps you see your progress over time. It also helps you identify patterns in your improvement and areas where you need more work. Here's a powerful practice technique. Teach what you learn. If you can explain something to someone else, you truly understand it. Create content about what you're learning. Make videos, write blog posts, give presentations. Teaching forces you to organize your knowledge and identify gaps in your understanding. Remember, practice makes permanent, not perfect. If you practice the wrong way repeatedly, you'll get good at doing things wrong. Make sure you're practicing correctly. Seek feedback from experts. Study best practices. Adjust your approach based on results. The goal of practice isn't perfection, it's progress. Every hour you practice is an hour invested in your future competence. Every skill you develop through practice is a tool you'll have forever. Practice turns knowledge into power. Reflect, refine, and repeat. Most people rush from one day to the next without ever stopping to evaluate their progress. They're too busy doing to think about whether they're doing the right things. This is a huge mistake. Reflection is what turns experience into wisdom. It's what transforms random activities into purposeful progress. It's what separates people who stay busy from people who get better. Write down your answers. Don't just think about them. Physical writing activates different parts of your brain and helps you process information more deeply. Keep a simple journal of your daily growth sessions. Reflection helps you identify patterns. Maybe you learn better in the morning than the afternoon. Maybe you're more focused when you read physical books versus digital ones. Maybe you practice more effectively when you set specific time limits. These insights help you optimize your approach. Reflection also helps you celebrate progress. It's easy to focus on how far you still have to go and ignore how far you've already come. When you reflect regularly, you notice improvements you might otherwise miss. This builds confidence and motivation, but don't stop at reflection. The next step is refinement, based on what you learned about yourself and your process. Make small adjustments. If something isn't working, change it. If something is working well, do more of it. Refinement doesn't mean overhauling everything. It means making small, intelligent adjustments. Maybe you need to wake up 15 minutes earlier. Maybe you need to change your learning environment. Maybe you need to switch from reading to listening to podcasts during your commute. The key is to experiment. Systematically change one thing at a time. Test it for at least a week. Evaluate the results. Keep what works. Discard what doesn't. This systematic approach to improvement will accelerate your progress dramatically. Here's what most people miss. The process is more important than any single day's results. Some days you'll feel like you made huge progress. Other days you'll feel like you barely moved forward. Both are normal. What matters is the consistency of the process, not the perfection of any individual session. Create feedback loops. Set weekly reviews where you look at your progress over 7 days. Set monthly reviews where you evaluate your overall direction. Set quarterly reviews where you assess whether you need to adjust your goals or methods. This reflect, Refine. Repeat cycle is what turns good intentions into great results. It's what transforms wishful thinking into systematic progress. It's what separates people who try from people who succeed. Remember, you're not just building skills during your daily hour. You're building a system for lifelong growth. You're developing the ability to learn anything, improve anything, and achieve anything. This meta skill of continuous improvement will serve you for the rest of your life. Don't rush this process. Don't skip the reflection. Don't avoid the refinement. These steps seem small, but they're what turn your daily hour into a life-changing habit. Build discipline. Your foundation for success. Everything we've talked about so far depends on one thing: your ability to show up consistently, even when you don't feel like it. That ability is called discipline, and it's the most important skill you'll ever develop. Discipline is what gets you out of bed when you'd rather sleep in. Discipline is what opens the book when you'd rather watch TV. Discipline is what pushes you to practice when you'd rather procrastinate. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Let me be clear about something. Motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll feel motivated. Other days you won't. If you depend on motivation to maintain your daily hour, you'll fail. Motivation is like the weather. It changes constantly. Discipline is like the sun. It shows up every day, regardless of conditions. Building discipline is crucial for achieving your goals because it provides the focus, consistency, and resilience needed to overcome obstacles and stay on track. Real change is slow, uncomfortable, but it requires your commitment no matter what. Here's how discipline actually works. It's not about being superhuman. It's about making decisions in advance and then following through on those decisions. Regardless of how you feel in the moment, discipline starts with small choices. The choice to set an alarm and actually get up when it rings. The choice to put your phone in another room during your growth hour. The choice to practice even when you're not seeing immediate results. These small choices made consistently build your discipline muscle. Yes, discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every time you do what you said you would do, especially when you don't feel like doing it, you're building discipline. Every time you keep a commitment to yourself, you're proving to yourself that you're reliable. Start with easy wins. Don't try to completely transform your life overnight. Pick one small commitment and honor it consistently. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning. Maybe it's making your bed every day. Maybe it's reading just 5 pages before checking your phone. These small commitments might seem insignificant, but they're building something powerful. Self-trust. When you prove to yourself that you can keep small commitments, you develop confidence in your ability to keep bigger ones. Here's a disciplined strategy that works. Remove the decision from the moment. Instead of deciding each morning whether you'll do your growth hour, decide once that you'll do it every day at the same time. Turn it into a non-negotiable part of your schedule. Create environmental supports for discipline. If you want to read more, put books everywhere and hide your phone. If you want to exercise, lay out your workout clothes the night before. If you want to write, set up your computer with a writing app open. Make the right choice easier and the wrong choice harder. Understand that discipline gets easier with time, not harder. The first week is the hardest. The first month is challenging. But after that, your new behavior starts becoming automatic. What once required tremendous willpower starts requiring very little effort at all. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for consistency. If you miss a day, don't quit. Just get back on track the next day. The goal isn't to never fail. The goal is to fail less often and recover faster when you do. Discipline in one area of your life spreads to other areas. When you become disciplined about your daily learning hour, you'll notice you become more disciplined about your work, your health, your relationships, your finances. Discipline is a transferable skill. Real transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time through consistent daily actions, and consistency only comes through discipline. Build this foundation first, and everything else becomes possible. I'm going to create a complete video about how to build discipline that will give you specific strategies and techniques for developing this crucial skill. Make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on so you don't miss it. It's going to be a game changer for anyone serious about personal growth. Start now. Your future can't wait. We've covered the complete system: claiming your first hour, protecting it from distractions, learning with purpose, practicing with intention, reflecting for improvement, and building the discipline to maintain consistency. You now have everything you need to transform your life. But knowledge without action is worthless. You can understand every concept perfectly, but if you don't start implementing them today, nothing will change. The gap between knowing and doing is where most dreams die. So here's the moment of truth. Will you be someone who learns and acts, or someone who learns and forgets? The time for delay is over. Not next Monday, not next month, not next year. Today, right now, this moment. Because every day you wait is a day of potential growth lost forever. Every hour you waste is an hour you can never get back. I know what you're thinking. I'll start when I have more time. But you'll never have more time. You'll only have different priorities. I'll start when I feel more motivated. But motivation comes after action, not before it. I'll start when conditions are perfect. But perfect conditions don't exist. Success happens in imperfect conditions. Here's what successful people understand that others don't. You don't have to feel ready to start. You just have to start. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to take the first step. You don't have to be great to get started. You have to get started to be great. Think about the compound effect of starting today. 1 hour a day for a year is 365 hours of focused growth. That's like attending university for more than 9 full weeks, focused entirely on your most important goals. In just 1 year, you could become an expert in your chosen field. But it gets better. If you commit to this for 5 years, you'll have invested over 1,800 hours in your personal development. That's enough time to become world-class at almost any skill, enough time to master a new language, build a successful business, or become an expert in your field. Now imagine the person you'll become. Imagine the skills you'll have. Imagine the opportunities that will open up. Imagine the life you'll be living. All because you made one decision to invest 1 hour a day in yourself. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. The same is true for your personal growth. You can't change the past, but you can absolutely change your future. Starting today. So what's it going to be? Another day of excuses? Or the first day of your transformation? Another day of being the person you've always been? Or the start of becoming the person you want to be? Your future self is watching this decision. They're hoping you'll choose growth over comfort, action over excuses, commitment over convenience. They're counting on you to make the choice that creates the life they want to live. Don't let them down. Don't let yourself down. Start today. Start now. Take out a piece of paper and write down your commitment. What time will your daily growth hour be? What will you focus on first? What's the first book you'll read or skill you'll practice? Make it specific. Make it real. Make it happen. Because every hour you invest in yourself is an hour invested in your future. Every day you commit to growth is a day you move closer to your dreams. Every moment you choose discipline over comfort is a moment you build the life you actually want. The time for excuses is over. The time for delay has passed. The time for action is now. Your transformed life starts with your very next hour. Make it count. Thank you for choosing to grow with Fluent English with Radio. Hit that like button to let me know this resonated with you. Subscribe to Fluent English with Radio if you haven't already. And make sure to ring that notification bell. We consistently create content that will help you grow both your English skills and your life. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Your support means everything and helps us reach more people ready to transform their lives. Until next time, keep practicing, keep growing, and never stop believing in the power of consistent daily action. Your calm, confident future starts now.